I just sat here and heard. Now, is this from our own higher self? Is it from your angels? Is it from God? Is it from Source? That's a matter of perspective, of description. You're describing a higher intelligence, a higher source. So I heard something, and often it feels like my angels, but it's really me. Sure. Wisdom is learning not to interfere with people's games. Wisdom is learning to not interfere with people's games. And it made so much sense. We're releasing the attachment, the hook in, like the Chinese finger puzzle. You know, when you're stuck in it and you're pulling against it, right? You can't get out because you're fighting it. When you relax just a little bit and push in, you just allow it. I allow this situation, and magically you gently are free. So there's something similar here about allowing people their games, allowing all others their particular games, whatever they're playing. Now humans, we play all kinds of games. I was watching this new science, about the tetrahedral, the flower of life, the geometry, and my dad was a physicist, nuclear physicist, and at the end of his life he had the luxury and time to start playing with multiple dimensions and so forth. So I must have a little bit of that left in me as well. I almost became a physicist, and until I realized they weren't that open-minded at the time, and school drove me nuts. I remember talking to the head of the physics department at UConn and going, here's this book called The Tao of Physics, and he looked at it like it was kryptonite. And I realized there's not real open-mindedness inside this scientism at the moment. But so even like this new science, I'm watching, rediscovering the tetrahedral, the 64 tetrahedrons that build the flower of life in 3 dimensions, and the torus fields that black holes actually emit information as well as absorb it all, the polarity, the spinning universe, which is popular now out there in sort of alternative new physics, or a better model description. And I was just sitting feeling the excitement of the presenter of it, and how he's really enjoying it. And I could feel what a game, and I actually could see how he himself, this discoverer of the new physics, he himself had put the game into play. It's a game. It's a game of I forgot, I created this thing, and I'm going to hide it somewhere in the universe and go see if I can find it. We're playing hide and seek with our own souls. We're playing hide and seek. How can I not be that which I am? How could I ever not be me? Right? So anyhow, I was just appreciating. Now if I came in, and I remember trying to do this with my dad and his scientific friends, and I'd come in and I'd feel it intuitively after I'd had a Kundalini awakening when I was 19, and I could feel science, but I could feel it inspirationally as well as having learned it, went through some of it myself. But when I would interject, it was like they didn't want to hear from me because I would be the game spoiler. I would end the game of hide and seek. If you tell people this is where the treasure is located, oh man, you wrecked the whole scavenger hunt. You stop the game. It's like blowing a whistle on the football game and go, forget it, it's over, you guys won. It's no fun. So now we play all kinds of games as humans. And there's some wisdom. I was watching God, feeling source, the source field, feeling God in me, because we are pieces of God. Everywhere we are, there's the center of the universe, of course. And you can say that from a spiritual point of view. And now Nassim Haramein, is explaining it from an excited physics place, that you're the center of the universe. Well, duh. Every yogi and every mystic would say, yeah, that's what we've been trying to tell you, So we're coming at it from different approaches, from heaven and earth, right? We're circling around the center of the gravitational center source of the universe, and we're coming at it from scientism, we're coming at it from mysticism, and they're starting to circle each other and spin toward the center, right? So that's what's going on. It's just a game, and we're creating multiple games. Now, I know that sounds flippant to say to people that are in massive pain for having bought into it, and we really believe, the money struggle, and my child's got cancer, and, the horrible dramas we create. But here's the thing. I'm speaking some truth today. These are all games we're playing. Now, there are conscious players and unconscious players. And some of the unconscious players, whether they can ever wake up or not, that's not my decision. That's the large sources, God's, if you will. There's my business, as Katie Byron says. My business, your business, and God's business. All right? God's business is the stage props, in a sense. And eventually, when we merge into godness, goodness, we become directors of the whole stage play as well, So there's lots of games. Here's some games that people play. Wisdom is learning not to interfere with the games people play. Wisdom is learning to not interfere with people's games when they're earnest on them. We play cops and robbers. We have J. Edgar Hoover and John Dillinger. Al Capone. One lifetime he's Al Capone, the next he's Elliot Ness. So we play the game of laws and breaking laws. That's a game. Now, if you interfere with that game and try to teach them before they're ready to see beyond it, they will turn and attack you. It's like getting involved in a domestic argument. They will both turn on you if you try to save them. Well, the same with these larger polarity games, the games people play. Victim, perpetrator, thisism versus that-ism, feminism versus male chauvinism, I don't know. Pick any polarity, it doesn't matter. Scientism versus, religionism. If you get in there and try to show, for those that are ready with ears to hear and eyes to see, or ears to see and eyes to hear, right? You're a godsend. But you're the devil to those that aren't ready to come out of the game. So wisdom is learning these games. So people create dramas. They're offering you a chance. Look, I have cancer. My child is dying. My animal needs to have its leg cut off. I remember walking a while back on a beautiful golf course. Lots of golf courses in the Valley of the Sun. And people are allowed to walk on some of them after, 5 o'clock. There was a lady there, a bunch of dogs, This beautiful dog, 3-legged dog. And she started telling me about why he had to have his leg removed and all this, and she was excited about it. And I realized that, and part of me is like, well, you catch myself. You could feed him preservative stuff and natural diet, and he may not get cancer. But I could feel that was not the game she was playing. The game she's playing is I want my dog to get cancer, and then there's a dog that volunteers for the job, God bless him, and so that I can learn to feel my heart. So all these games, there's a deeper subtext, right? Years ago, I remember the first time I realized, some woman's husband had cancer, and I tried to share with her the Jason Winter story about this gentleman who found 3 major herbs that when concocted together, they healed cancer in a week or 2. She did not want to hear it. The game that they were playing was dying of cancer and me by your bedside and having the drama of it, It's like stepping in the middle of the Sherlock Holmes play on stage or Shakespeare and going, this is just a fake play, stop doing it, People don't like that kindly. They'll shush you and kick you out of the theater. Well, in the larger dream theater that we're in, Mitoti, Maya, dream fog that we're doing, people don't like if you interfere with their game. So wisdom is learning not to interfere with people's games, So if that's what we want, if we're ready to be done with the game, if we were ready to have a conscious game as well. But it's fun getting lost. It's like why we spin as kids, right? We spin and blindfold ourselves, and then we go hunting for where to stick the donkey's tail, because it's fun. So we spin and forget who we are. Isn't that the birth process, really? You come down the canal, the dimensional, and that's what happens on ayahuasca ceremonies as well. one of the first things you realize is there's no up or down. It's all spiraling wormhole tunnels into multiple dimensional realities. If you want to look into coming on ayahuasca retreats with us, we have one of the best places, I must say. So if you're interested in ayahuasca ceremonies, check that out with us as well. But one of the first things that occur in that state is you realize there is no up or down. It's all happening now and here in me. I am the black hole. I am the white hole. I am the effervescing spirit of starlight, God. I am the effervescer of starlight. I am a star. I pour energy. I am a white hole, energy, light, pouring light. I'm a black hole. I reabsorb it all. I am a creator and retractor. I am the breathing out and breathing in of Brahman, the creator, as the ancient Vedic rishis talked about. So, wisdom is learning when, or if ever, when not to, learning not to interfere with people's games. Some other games people play. A lot of victimhood, dramahood, I get a sickness, I've got problems, they present it to you if you want to play. Do you want to play rescuer with me? Do you want to play helper? Do you want to play teacher? And you have the freedom to choose to say, yeah, I do, this is a fun game. Or no, that's not a game I'm interested in anymore. So we're just playing games. Now because of forgetfulness, we've forgotten we're doing that. We take it very seriously, but that's what makes the game interesting, in a way. So wisdom, see if that can make sense to you. Wisdom is learning not to interfere with people's games. If you're interested, some powerful techniques to help wake up out of the drama, out of the dramatics, the inner body awakening, ancient method, ancient Vedic yogic method of feeling your own inner energy body will put you in touch with these inner Stargate portals, these inner dimensions that are actually inside yourself. The alchemy energy process is learning to work with the energies, to learn to work with the energies. You as the center of the universe, you are the source, you as a master of energy, but you need to remember consciously how to start working with energy. It's not easy. You're going to have to detox yourself, you're going to have to undo all the false beliefs. Yeah, it takes some time. But these are two of the very most practical processes that Spirit has shared with me. Also, Awakening Souls and Listening to the Sun on Amazon. It's the same book, by the way, 2 different covers. Shh, don't tell Amazon. So you only need to get one of them. Wisdom is learning not to interfere with people's games.